What is up, guys? Ncaa31 here, bringing you a game, an online ranked game of NCAA 14. I'm using my Notre Dame Fighting Irish, of course, going up against the Florida State Seminoles. And I'm actually going to be talking about Madden 15 and discussing Madden 15, borrowing, I feel, gameplay elements and features from NCAA 14. Now, as we all know, we don't have an NCAA 15 game to play, and from what I've seen of the feature sets that are in the Madden 15 game, and what I've seen, there are some NCAA 14 qualities to them. You saw in the beginning, just prior to kickoff, the game plan settings. And with NCAA 14, for those of you who are not familiar, believe it or not, there are people who play Madden who don't play NCAA and vice versa. But so if you're not familiar with the NCAA series, you do have these game plan features, which you can adjust during the game, of course, but you can set them at the beginning of the game and also at any time throughout the game, where you can kind of mix and match how you want your players to play. Now, some of them lead to a overpowered mess. As a matter of fact, many of the more abusive ones were taken out of the game, but you still have a couple that are overpowered. Like, for example, there's not a whole heck of a lot of penalties called to begin with, so there's not really much of a penalty for jacking up your pass blocking and run blocking aggression. You'll take the trade-off of one or two or holding or clipping penalties in exchange for your linemen selling out for those impact blocks or trying to hold those blocks a little bit longer in pass protection. But, several of them are actually legitimately useful. Like you saw on my game plan settings, I start out the game with my game plan setting set for conservative zone depth and aggressive option defense, which you could also do the same thing in Madden. Set your defense to key either quarterback or running back. You can do the same thing in NCAA. Assign to have them play balanced or play quarterback or play running back. And of course, there are features that are in Madden that are not in the NCAA game. In the NCAA game, you don't have the ability to do coverage shading and man coverage. You can do it in zone, but not man. And as far as a zone coverage depth, we know in Madden 15, from what we've seen and heard, we do have the ability to adjust our zone coverage to protect the sticks. Like in those third and long situations, you can have your zone coverage extend to protect the first down marker. Also, if you feel like you're being dinked and dunked to death, you can I guess do the same thing on those third and short, fourth and short, I would say, passing situations like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 4th and 4, 4th and 5, to really constrict those throwing lanes. Now, personally, I see myself using that feature more so to protect the yard marker in anything greater than 3rd and 5, and also around the 10-yard line or so, 10-yard line in to protect the goal line. I don't see myself using protect the sticks too much on a long field. I don't want to run the risk of, allowing something deep down the seam on a long field. I have a tendency to either go to, tight man coverage, zone blitz, and just user where I feel the ball's going to go underneath and protect the yard marker myself. But I see it definitely being handy on, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 and beyond. Like you see here, I'm changing my zone coverage to aggressive since we're inside the 10-yard line. And you'll see the conservative zone depth come into play later on in the game. And you'll really see it extend those hook zone, curl flat, and buzz zone depths as he's forced to go vertical. Now, of course, effectiveness of your players is still going to come into a play, but you still have the ability to customize how you wish to have your team defend. Also, the QB contain that is in NCAA 14, even though it's still rather static, I feel performs closer to what they're getting at for Madden 15 than what we currently have in Madden 25. Yes, it's still static when you do QB contain, but the ends will start to mirror you as you drift out of the pocket. And if you have athletic ends, it's much tougher to beat them to the outside unless you have the Johnny Manziels and the Marcus Mariotas of the world. Also, there's a game plan feature that I like in this game, which I heard mentioned as we get a lag spike there in the Madden broadcast. You do have the option to set how your defenders react to scrambling QBs to either balanced, conservative, or aggressive. Balanced, they'll kind of play it halfway. They won't overcommit to the scrambling QB and abandon their zone assignments. Aggressive, they will commit to the scrambling QB faster. The risk of that is that, they're going to abandon their zones much sooner. Conservative, they'll stay at home. And that will be useful in situations where you prefer to just QB contain and spy yourself. They'll stay in coverage and not commit to the scrambling QB until until he crosses the line of scrimmage. And I believe Madden is programming logic of that type of nature and a pre-snap adjustment as well to help combat the scrambling QB instant rollout cheese that you see online a lot, to help distort your coverage, or to, the cheesers attempt to distort your coverage. So, to me, that's nothing but a good thing. If we're not going to have an NCAA 15 game to play, how is it a negative to use the resources that were in that game to make your game better? That's definitely a positive. So I'm looking forward to seeing those enhancements to the Madden game as well. I think it's a very welcome addition. Still rather bummed we don't have an NCAA 15 game to play. I would have loved to have seen this game on a next-gen platform. You see me get decked here, and this guy feels the need to send me a message. I keep saying that I should make a video just on the messages that I receive. It's the height of comedy. For some reason, these people enjoy sending me messages. I don't know what it is about my style of play that sets them off so much. And they feel the need to, rant and rave over the mic or send me messages, but they love doing it. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the defensive enhancements that you've seen in the game so far, and the NCAA type features that you have seen, because they're clearly barring them from this game. Now here's where you'll see the conservative depth come into play. Look at how those hooks extend and give me a pass breakup there. Notre Dame has very strong zone coverage backers, so I play a ton of zone coverage with them. I'm in my cover 2 sink. Normally I have to hot route that dropping linebacker deep, but his drop is deep enough to obstruct that dig route that he was going to look for and force him to take a sack. Cover 2 sink again. Deep drops. My safety on the right goes a little flat-footed there. That'll happen in this game, but lucky for me, the sack saves me from him noticing it. So I'm just running out the clock now and securing this W. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Talk to you all later. Peace.